The word system in the context of this video doesn't refer to a specific political or religious system. It relates to what seems to underlie it all, what brings about a plethora of human behaviors and mental states, like anger and anxiety, namely the very enslavement to the whims of our environment. When we look at the human condition, we notice that most of us are entirely controlled by a world outside of us. When we get what we want from it, we're happy, but when it's taken away from us, we're sad. The praise people give us uplifts us, but their dislike makes us miserable. The more we want something, the more we're willing to sacrifice to get it. And the more we oppose something, the higher the price we're ready to pay to avoid it. These chains of desire and aversion, love and hate, of like and dislike, leave us fearful and open to manipulation by shaming and blaming the appeal of large companies, political parties, cults, and other external forces that want something from us. And thus, the world governs us like a donkey rider with a carrot on a stick, which most of us follow from birth to death, like the obedient cattle we are. But what if we decide to reject the carrot? What if we choose to escape the system? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism concerns itself with attaining freedom from the whims of the environment. We don't achieve freedom from the system by destroying our surroundings, though, as the external world is not at fault here. The universe does as it does, and even though we have some influence on it, we ultimately cannot command it. Like sunshine, rain, and wind strike a farmer's crops, the outside world imposes on us its inescapable conditions. These conditions themselves are not the system. Our enslavement to them is. How come that the waves of fate so quickly sweep us away? How come that even the smallest of misfortunes and tiny bits of luck play our emotions like puppeteers? Stoic philosopher Epictetus explained it as follows, and I quote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. Death, for instance, is not terrible, else it would have appeared so to Socrates. But the terror consists in our notion of death that is terrible. When, therefore, we are hindered, or disturbed, or grieved, let us never attribute it to others, but to ourselves, that is, to our own principles." End quote. The system works as long as we add fuel to it. The more we see tragedy and blessing in what's natural and beyond our control, the more fortune determines how we feel. Luckily, the Stoics provide us with wisdom to escape the system.